Good morning, everybody. It's Melissa. I just wanted to share with you a few quick things. I had to run to Michael's yesterday, and I realized in the video before this, excuse my nails, excuse the paint all over my hands. Actually, I think most of it came off, but warning you for that now. But yesterday when I was working on this book, and I'll give you a sneak peek, I only was able to do the cover so far. When I was working on my book, I realized, hold on, let me take the new ones out. Whoops, 1, 2, there we go. Pull that out. Oops. Okay, when I took the new ones out, I realized that these little, the $1.50 books at Michael's, when I took them out, I realized there's only 4 pages, and that is just not enough for me. I know I usually make them thick, and you know you're going to need space in between, but that's just not enough pages. So I decided I'm going to run out yesterday before I waited too long, because I've done that in the past, and then I go and then there's no more of that shape that I need. And I know you can cut chipboard with the Cricut, but like I said before, for me, I've had the Cricut since the first one came out, and they last a lot longer if you're not running through, you know, such heavy things and making it work so hard, even with the thin chipboard from the cereal boxes. So I figure for $1, it might be worth just buying that base, and then you could even cut out the other pieces or whatever. And just to save, you know, my Cricut, because the $1 will save, you know, be a lot cheaper than if you had to replace your Cricut. But I know it says it cuts it, and I do cut some chipboard things, but as far as like cutting a bunch page after page for chipboard books, if I can, I'll try to get the bases, you know, the pre-made bases, and then cut everything else out. But I just wanted to share this with you. This is what I've been working on yesterday, and these, I know like I said, I'm usually a scrapbooker, but these mini albums, and I'm late on everything. I know mini albums have, you know, been out, whatever. But it takes me a while, then I choose, you know, hop from thing to thing that, you know, other craft things. But these are pretty fun because you can really be unique and do, you know, whatever you choose to do on them. So this is what I've been working on. This is just the front cover. Like I said, that's all I got done so far. And I just want to share something with you. I have a lot of beginner crafters. They ask me different questions, so excuse me, you advanced guys out there who've known these things. I'm just sharing these things for people who maybe, you know, don't know, or just to give it easy, you know, shortcut for some people who are stumped or can't figure certain parts out, because it's tough when you first start crafting. You think, how am I supposed to put this on or glue this on, or what should I use? But I just want to share what I did, and what you guys can do if you have. So what I did, I ran to Michael's, and I'll show you my haul after. But I ran to Michael's and I got more of these books for the insides because it needed to be more pages. So, and I'll show you that in a minute. But for this, what I wanted to share this tip was, when you do these chipboard books, and rather than using up all your ink, which you can do that too, and you know, some of the expensive, what are they called? Like the ones that are like cat's eye little inks, because I did a mini album before, for my Cancun one. When I did my first mini album with the Cancun thing, I used that small little ink that's shaped like this, and it was like chalk ink, and I must have used 3 of them just to go around just the edges of these books. So I learned this tip along the way, and like I said, excuse me the ones, you guys who already know this, but I just want to help some people who may not. A good tip to use is some craft paint. I don't have the blue down here I use, but these are just the basic. Like sometimes they're on sale 3 for $1, sometimes they're 59 cents each or 89 cents each, but they're very inexpensive, and you get a decent amount of paint in there, and they have bigger size ones, and they have a variety of colors that you can use. And then all you want to do is just, what I did is I actually, initially I went and I painted just the edges, because what we were looking at here was this originally, just this plain chipboard. And you can decorate it up and do, sorry, I'm talking to my daughter. What I did in the beginning is I just painted the edges because I was going to cover it with paper. But then I thought, you know, because I had the extra paint still sitting out, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead, and it was easy. I just used the cheap little foam brushes like this that I got on, it was like a doorbuster sale, it was 20 for $1. So they're very inexpensive too. But and I just went ahead and painted the whole thing. Just one coat. You could do 2, but I like the look of it, you know, with just one, because it's kind of like water washed. But you could choose as many coats as you like, but it was really easy. Just did both sides and just a thin layer of paint because you want to make sure you're not going to warp, you know, you don't want to glob it on and warp, you know, your chipboard. And then I just made sure that they were laying flat as they dry. And they dried super quick because the chipboard really absorbed, you know, it in there. And I think that just made a world of a difference. And I just painted up all the sides all the way around. And so what my tip is as you see, for this one I did cut the paper. I got my pattern paper and I laid this down upside down, traced around the scalps, and then I cut it out with my scissors and my paper trimmer. But I figured for the rest of this book, and like I said, because I'm adding pages, I'm just going to paint the whole, I went ahead and painted the whole thing instead of just the edges. That way, if I wanted to, I could just put strips of pattern paper, put the frames, and I'm going to show you guys all this when once the album's done, and then you guys can see what I mean a little bit better. For those of you maybe who have not done a mini album yet and are looking to do one. But you can cut out your strips of paper without having to worry about cutting it all out exactly, because if this shows, it would be pretty because it's painted. So you don't have to, you could cut just a square piece of paper or whatever, or your photo mat, and embellish it any way you want without having to go all the way to these scalp edges, worry about the glue going up to the edges and it's sticking down, holding down. This way you got a pretty background, a pretty base that you can, you know, just you can be a little more, you know, however you want to add your paper or embellishments, because if this is showing, it's not so bad. So I just want to share that tip. And I also, this was just a little ornament and I had a string on it that I painted, and I'm going to add this into the book. It's just like a, I guess like some type of wood ornament, and I think that would be a nice 3D element in here. So once this is done, I'll show you. So this is just a sneak peek. And then what I did yesterday is I went to Michael's and got the additional pages. So I just added 4 more pages and I just painted them all pink because this will look cute in here, and I'll give you a quick preview. I think that'll look cute in there once the, with all the, I'm going to stagger the colors, so do the blue, the pink, and like I said in another video, I wanted to do one, you know, of the non-traditional Christmas colors, and I like these colors together. And this is I think this is My Mind's Eye, and when I finish this page I'll show you the papers and everything that was used, but this was a stack from last year, I believe. But I just want to give you a sneak, and then I added the tulle to the side. So I just want to give you a sneak of this, and I'm going to end this video and then start the new one of just my quick little haul that I got from Michael's and AC Moore. So stay tuned for that. Bye guys.